Recording in progress.
Someone's got their phone on too, I think. Okay. Oops, sorry. All right, it's all recording. Everyone can see that.
I was going to sit in my car and I thought I was going to sit over here.
How's everyone's week been?
Good. And yourself?
Yeah, good.
Hello.
Really good. Oh, everyone's on today. This is great. It's fantastic.
Yeah, no, we pumped it up, so it's good. It's great to have
Yeah,
it.
that's great. That's great.
So I've actually been prepared and actually let everyone know in advance. So actually, no one's felt that they haven't rocked up. So thanks everyone for joining and can't wait to rip in.
Thank you. All right, guys. So we'll kick it off, hey? So again, like specifically, for these calls, they're designed to simply help you guys move the needle forward in your business, as well as developing yourself personally and professionally. My background, I'll just introduce myself again. I've been in the trades industry for 15 years, built 2 successful trades companies out of it, had a plumbing gas fitting company, and then I decided about 10 months ago, or 12 months ago roughly, to ramp up the roofing side of my business, and with the system that Tradies AI have given me, and done some really successful things with it as well. So just here to teach you guys and educate you guys on, not just, with the systems that we're using, but more like the process that you go through and the energy that you put into something like this and how to make it work for you in the long term. So with that being said, does anyone want to start off with, what are some wins you guys have had in the last week, and what are some like lessons or learnings around maybe something that's a challenge or something that really benefited you by showing up to these calls in the last few weeks?
No, it's my first time today, so I haven't really got much to input.
Yeah, that's right. No worries. Yeah, cool. Well, all right. What about you, Nick? Nick, you've been on every call.
Yeah, I've had a bit. This week's been pretty slow, to be honest. It's just like you said, just got to rock up to these meetings and just in all the you got to go through the process and everything like that. Just it's a long process, and last week was a sort of like I had a good week last week, and then then the clients come back and they come back, oh, we've got to change things, and you expected to start the jobs and they push you back a little bit. So it's at the moment it hasn't been so good with the last week or so. So just got to try and keep pushing through, and just as you said, I'm always just consciously just saying like I'm a bit of a hypochondriac. I'm like I stress too much about things, and I'm just going to fucking it's never going to happen. But then you keep doing it. So keep going, keep going, I guess, and just push through it.
Well, what's you don't really have another choice, do you? It's like
no, not really.
Honestly, I was like, put your hand up and let us know, like, who else is like having some challenges at the moment that can relate to Nick. Like we're all having a bit of challenge. Yeah. Everyone, like, this is just the game. This is just the trades industry. It's one of the hardest industries to break through in. And so like everyone on this call right now, whether they raise their hand or not, we're all having challenges right now. But it's just about learning how to show up through that with just such certainty that you're going to make it through anyway. And remember, you go through these seasons, like you have like these beautiful goes and these beautiful woes, and the woes are just simply showing you that you just need to, like, okay, cool, you won all these jobs, you got this work, now it's time to sit there and implement the strategies to make sure that you execute and deliver in a timely manner and to a standard where you're not having to stumble over yourself because you've taken on too much work. Until you got the right systems in place, the right staff and the right software to be able to manage that scale, it's really important that when you have these wins, just to get really organized. And sometimes it can get on top of you. You can really have these moments of like, fuck, is this really going to work? Am I doing the right thing? And a lot of the time, like, you sit there and you judge it for what it is when you shouldn't be judging it at all. Like, you're in that process, you're in the scale phase of your business, and some guys are probably having massive success, and other guys are probably just starting to win, and other guys are just starting out. So we're all at different parts of our journey. So it's really important that we just stay regulated and grounded in the process of starting out, or when we have those wins, just know that with every level of winning comes a new level of responsibility around money, around relationships, personally and professionally, as well as making sure that we're ticking all the boxes, crossing the T's and dotting the I's, and it can be a lot. So again, like, energetically, if you feel like, if you're there and you're ready and it's meant to be coming to you in that moment, it'll just start flowing. But one thing I've learned in this journey is, like, as you start to level up, you just start getting gifted with what it is, that the level that you're on. Because sometimes we look at the big picture and we go, you know what, like, I want all that money, I want all those jobs, I want that car, I want that truck, I want that, all the guys working for me running around. But until we like really have set ourselves up for it, I tell you now, it's more of a headache than it's worth, and it can be really challenging. So again, just keep pressing on and keep every single day, just show up, get on the phone, rock up to quotes, and I guarantee that when you start to have those shifts, the floodgates will open up. But it's about not judging yourself and where you're at, because it's the worst form of a referee in your life, is judging not having wins, or judging where you're at, or judging, a system and a process which you think doesn't work. It just takes time. So has anyone in the last, let's say, 2 weeks, like, what's some wins that someone's had? No one's had any wins?
Got a couple of quotes that come through that were decent size, but yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yep, cool. Have they been approved? Have they been approved? Like, they're wins?
Yeah.
Okay,
so
cool.
three approved ones. So yeah.
Yep. And you were what's your product again and service?
Concrete.
Yep. Did I have a chat to you the other week about those outdoor areas, or are you just doing like pre-slabs, or?
We haven't had a chat at all yet. But yeah, doing garages, driveways, outdoor areas.
Yeah,
all
cool.
Stuff.
And you do builder work, or?
Not really, no.
Yeah. Okay, good. Just private, direct to the owner.
Yeah, and a little bit of Metricon, kit home kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Perfect. So, what's like one thing that you've learned that, by winning these jobs, what's one of the best lessons that you've had in the last couple of weeks to get them over the line?
It's probably persistence in keeping in contact. Not letting them just, you send out your quote and just let it go and just wait to hear back. Kind of keep on them every couple of weeks, see how they're traveling and if they're ready, or stuff like that. Definitely seems to help. Yeah,
beautiful. Has anyone else here, like, what's everyone's follow-up process like? Are you guys waiting too long to make the calls? Are you sitting around procrastinating, feeling the overwhelm and just going like, oh, you just don't want to action anything? Is anyone feeling like that sometimes?
No, I use that for the very first minute we had that quotient software, and as soon as I get a text, you get an email back from them, and as soon as that email comes back, I send a response to them. There's a quick button you can send a response saying, look, is there any questions you want to answer, like, through that system. So as soon as you can see as soon as you see that email come through, I click on the button and say, hey, is there any questions you got? So it's an instant response back to them as they're looking at the quote. So as soon as that happens, I go straight to them, and then they go, well, yeah. Then they might say, like, in the last week, I've sent 3 or 4 quotes out, and they've looked at those ones about 7 times each, and then every time you send that question back, and then they keep looking back at the quote. So I think that if more they look at the quote,
it's good. You're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
No, you're doing the right thing. Again, guys, like, Nick's been on every call in the last few weeks, and like, we've been setting up like really good processes. We're having clarity on his product, his service, the solution, and the problem that he's solving, as well as like getting things packaged up in a clear, identifiable way, so clients can keep going back and viewing it. Again, like Nick's doing a really good job by staying engaged with the client. Now, it takes like anywhere between 8 to 16 times to follow up a client, sometimes to get a sale. But if you just continually keep showing up, as well as what's your name for Royal Concrete, if you keep showing up how he did, yeah. So if you keep showing up like him, you will eventually get a conversion. Now, again, it's a numbers game, and it's about just making the calls, doing the follow-ups, making sure that you're clear on the end result that you're trying to provide the client. And you're really crystal clear and certain. If you don't have certainty in your product and service, I fucking guarantee you're not going to make any fucking sales. If you don't have full clarity of the end result that you're providing the client, you won't have any fucking sales. If you don't have certainty in your ability to like show up like on fire as a leader of your company and go to that job and connect to the client and say, guys, like, this is what we're doing. This is the problem we're solving. These are our packages. These are our prices. And you really present it well. And you just show up with that energy. If you're not doing that and you're just doing it half-assed, you won't have any fucking sales. And I know that because I've experienced that. I've been there. I've walked it. And every job I go to now, I just amp myself up, just rock up and give every single client my best every single time I rock up. And not saying that every time I get a sale or get a conversion, but it's just staying in that energy and that frequency, which is just like, it just gives you so much more confidence. And, you know, we're punching out quotes, we're making phone calls, we're following up. Like, it can get tiring. Like hands up if you fucking get over it sometimes, like 100%, like you get over it. It's not fucking easy, but just continually showing up. Like, you've got a good system. The system works. I have a proven system that it works. I've got the numbers showing it works, but I consistently just keep showing up, keep making calls. And some months you're going to have a win. Other months you won't have a win. And that's just the game. And again, it's just not allowing that to beat you and break you down, because again, like, we've chosen this journey. We've chosen to build a construction-based business. We're tradies. We've been in this industry. This is just our path, and this is our journey now. If we decide that like it's all too fucking hard, throw our hands in the air, like, you're not going to get anywhere. And I guarantee you're going to just start again with something new and something else, and then have all these problems again. So really, really important to not be judging where you're at, not judging any systems. We just got to get clear on our processes, get clear on how we're showing up, and essentially, like, we've got to really shift into that manager, leader, sales rep for our own company, because we're leading the way essentially. And without us showing up consistently in that space and giving it our all, you won't start seeing the results. But I'll be honest, guys, like, it's an internal game as much as it's an external game. Yeah, go say good day. Yeah. No, that's all good. Yeah. Cheers, buddy. Thank you. Again, like, you just got to keep showing up with certainty in your business. And right now, like, I know some of the biggest challenges is continually going out there and pumping out quotes and doing the connections and doing the growth. Like, it's all just, it's a game that is one of the hardest things you can do. It is seriously one of the most challenging things you can do, especially in a trade space. But again, it's energetic. And when you're in energetic alignment and you're certain on what you're selling and the product that you're providing, everything will start to shift. So has anyone else got any lessons around, like, what's a vulnerability right now, or something that you feel isn't working for you and you really need to figure out how to solve that problem? And you know, it can be around sales, it can be around mindset, it can be around staff. Like, does anyone want to share anything at the moment?
I'm having a lot of issues getting through. I call it like the final barrier. Like, they'll go, oh, okay, cool, we love your quote. We, really want to go with you. Oh, but we got to do this. Oh, but this. Oh, but this. And it's like, sometimes it feels like they have like a slight holdout, and they will subconsciously try and make up excuses to push it back, and it's getting that final sort of commitment or push through from them in order to actually get the ball rolling.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, and it's perfect that you said subconsciously, because guys, again, like a lot of people love the idea about what you have. They love the idea, but a lot of the time, like they will see a price, they will see something, and they'll question it, and it's simply sometimes because they're uncertain about what they really want. So it's up to you to bring certainty to every client connection. It's up to you to bring certainty in the product, the service, what you're showing them that you're going to do for them. It's up to you to build the certainty, because you know, people inquire about something because it's an inquiry. Like they're inquiring about something that you have. They're inquiring about a product and service that you have. It's up to you. They could go get 3 different inquiries. It's up to you to be the one winner, you know, and it's up to you to show up and go and bring that absolute certainty and clarity to that quote that you're providing. And again, like subconsciously, people they don't have the certainty. They got the idea about what they want, but unless you're clear on a presentation and an end result that you can show them and they can see it and they can like literally picture it and imagine it, that's the common denominator between them going, oh, we're just going to wait a bit, or oh, we've gone with this person, or no, we're going to go with you. And you know, it's like if you go there and go, I'm just going to build this, you know, give this person this outdoor entertainment area, and you know, you just rock up, explain it to them. Like sometimes they'll get it, sometimes they won't. But if you've got something physical to show them, like some photos of end results, a design plan you can show them, like something you can draw up the day before, it's all the difference. You know, emotional clarity, having emotional clarity and emotional connection to an end result is the biggest common denominator in sales. So, yeah, but you are gonna have people that they're not certain on what they're getting, and it's up to you to bring the certainty. Does that make sense?
For sure.
Yeah. So, again, what's the biggest objection that you guys are getting at the moment in the market? What's the biggest objection in regards to a sale, a quote, a presentation?
I'd say it's I reckon most people it's generally pricing out of everything, and that's just the pure fact. And like I spoke before, you rock up, and I actually when I first started, I just gave them one price. Like I said, like this is what I could give them a price and what they asked me for, but I just knew, like sometimes you're just like, oh, it's you know that it's not going to be. It's going to be too expensive what they want, because everybody doesn't know. It's like if you price a decorable goal, like people don't understand. Like the materials these days are so expensive compared to, you know, like I remember a deck for 60 grand back in the day, and it was a 100 square meter deck. Now you build a 50 square meter deck for the same price. Like it's just ridiculous. So I actually give people 4 options now instead of just the one option, and then they can choose an option of what they want to, instead of going, hey guys, this is what I think it's going to cost you. Okay, well, this is what you wanted. Here's 3 other options to go ahead with. You know, you can go with it, and at least it gives them options. Even if they go get another quote, they've got 4 options of yours instead of just the one. That's one.
Yeah. Again, guys, like what me and Nick have been working on over the last few weeks is like packaging up like 3 different levels of your service. You know, like, I mean, you can have exposed ag, you can have a different colored stencil driveway, or you can have like a guttering on it, or like whatever it may be, chuck in a drainage pit or a strip drain, you know, different packages. You know, I'm not too sure what other trades you guys do, but different packages with clear outlined dot points about what each package has in it and what the value of that package is. And if you package it up strategically enough, it's just this clarity where they're fully certain on what they're getting, what they're paying for, and they're happy to invest their time and energy and money into your business. So I'll just share with you guys. I just helped a friend of mine in the last few weeks. They were struggling with, you know, getting sales and clients and whatnot. And what we did is we ended up packaging up their service in a way where it's absolute clarity, there's pictures, and in that time we've ended up winning them six new clients on a monthly retainer. So it works out really well. I'm just going to find these docs for you and I'll get them up here. While I'm getting this set up, does anyone else have any other challenges or experiences that they're having at the moment that they want some clarity on?
Mine's the same. It's just pricing. There's people that, you know, do the same size job just for half the price, and, you know, they don't do a proper preparation and all that kind of stuff. There's just no way to possibly beat them. They've just got to, the client's got to kind of learn from choosing that kind of quality. So that's really the only thing that I really see stands out.
Yeah, for sure. So again, like price isn't like, honestly, like price, you guys have got to change your mindset around this. It's like price may seem like the biggest thing, but it's actually not. You know, I personally gone out and won jobs, you know, $10,000-$15,000 more than what the other competitors are putting out there. I've gone out and, you know, won jobs up to $20,000 before, more than someone else. You know, and I know for a fact there was 6 different contractors on that job, and some of them were like really, really cheap. And the certainty that I brought to that conversion to that client, even to this day, I'm on the way to his house now to go have a cup of tea with him, talk about business and whatnot, because I've just built this beautiful relationship with this man because the certainty that I brought to his project, and he really cared about what he was getting, and we did a phenomenal job on it. He was just incredibly happy to choose me over everyone else. I rocked up in a nice shirt. I rocked up in, you know, I put my boots on. I went with a notepad. I spent the time and energy presenting, talking to him about different profiles, different drainage components, solving an overflow problem for his roof. Just went above and beyond with my presentation. And when you have that certainty and that clarity, like you can convert that person, and honestly, the price point doesn't matter. And we could talk about, like, I know some people going in, let's say they're doing a driveway or pergola for 10 grand and your price is 20. Like, I do get that sometimes. Like, people will go like, oh, geez, you know, this person is a lot cheaper. But, you know, there are people out there, man. Some people are fucking happy to go out and make $500 a day, you know, and doing a cheap job. Like, that's the truth. It's the truth. People are happy to go out and make $500 a day, and they're happy with that. And these guys, you know, whether they do a good job, whether they don't, some people do a fantastic job for a cheap price. Some people don't, you know, and this is where you just got to show up in a way that you're creating the market how you want it. And it's all to do with your mindset, your leadership, and your certainty. And when you have absolute certainty, I keep getting back to certainty because it's an energetic alignment to the certainty that you bring to the product and service that you're providing. And when you're in that space, once you have one win, you'll just have another win, and you'll just be on your way. So again, it's not the price. I know I circle around to that all the time, and I have on a few calls. It's not the price all the time, but things are getting more expensive. Inflation is real. They are trying to fuck us. So again, it's up to us to like take responsibility of the direction that we want to take our business, because a lot of the times, guys, it can really be like, it can be make or it can be make or break sometimes. And that's how it feels. And it brings so much stress and overwhelm. But again, just keep showing up, keep making the calls. It's a numbers game. But I guarantee, you know, out of every lead that's come through my business, I'd say I've got like 10 or 15% that maybe might have come in and had a price check, or, you know, 10 or 15% of, you know, gone, oh, you know, well, this guy brought in this quote, and it's different, it's a lot cheaper. Like, it just happens. Like, that's just how it is. Like, that's just people, that's their mindset. That can be the market sometimes. But again, you just got to show up and keep getting on the calls, keep sending out quotes. Your follow-up process has to be on point. Like, you need to be sending your quote. As soon as I get off the phone to someone, I send a quote. I sometimes will do the quote on the computer because I got my stuff all streamlined. I'll send it over. I'll call them back in like 10 or 15 minutes. Go, hey Roger, just wanted to connect, mate. Look, I've sent that quote over. You just want to check your email for a second. Let me know you got it. And they go, oh yeah, sweet. I saw something come through. Oh, cool. No worries. Yeah, have you got any questions while I got you on the phone before I head out for the day? And they go, no, it looks all good. Or, yeah, it's pretty expensive. I go, yeah, well, it's pretty expensive doing these jobs these days. In the last 4 years since COVID, whatever, it's all inflating. Things are getting more expensive. And I just say, look, mate, steel's gone up 30%, So for us, like, we have to bring that balance into our quotes and factor that in, and they get it. They start to get the picture. And another thing is, like, there's so much of this, people go, oh, the building industry, builders are going bust. There's, people going broke everywhere. Like, of course, if anyone watches the news, of course, that's the story. That's the truth. But, in your community, you got to look around. Like, a lot of us are operating, we're all operating on our own. Some of us, we're all niched up in different areas. Like, some guys are doing big builds, some guys are doing pergolas, some guys are doing driveways, other guys are doing roofs. Like, these parts of the industries, you got to bring certainty to the client. Like, hey guys, like, I don't work for large commercial builders. I work for myself. I work direct to the client. One of my key values is having a positive, healthy, intimate relationship with my clients. I don't like to go too big. I just like to keep it medium, just to keep my guys busy and making sure that we've got jobs ticking over. So every month that the guys get to feed their family, they get to have the lifestyle, whatever it may be. Like, again, like, it's just, you don't have to explain yourself all the time, but by just opening up a little bit, having that different connection with the client, it instantly builds rapport and it instantly builds trust. So, like, let's say a client goes to me and go, oh, my roof's been leaking, it's pissing in water, like, we don't know what to do, the walls are fucking getting wet, and the power's gone out. And I just go, yeah, no worries, cool. I'll spend like 10 minutes on the phone, just like building a bit of rapport. Like, hey, look, no worries, we'll get a team out there straight away. Have you called your insurance? Have you done this? And I'll just build this relationship. Like, if it's an hour away, I'll just jump in the car, I'll go out there, bring a couple of tarps, whatever it may be. And by instantly just like showing up, building rapport, they like and trust you. Again, when you have like and trust in your market, like, you won't even have to try and sell anything. It'll just come to you, and people they just want to spend money with you. But again, it's the certainty of your service, certainty in your product, certainty in the solution that you're providing to their problem, as well as rolling up to your jobs with good leadership skills, good sales skills, and building emotional clarity for that client, the end result that you're providing, or the solution to the problem you're solving. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Cool. I know, like, I'm chewing your ears off, but like, if I don't get this out, like, it just does my head in. So, look, anyone else got any more questions at all for me? Anything that they need help at the moment?
I've got to go, mate. Thanks, Declan.
No worries, man.
Cheers. See
Thanks
you guys.
for coming out. Cheers, bro. Yeah. So, again, guys, it's just the energy that you bring to everything you're doing every day. And I know it's hard. I know it's tough. Like, we're in a tough industry sometimes, but, it's just up to you. It is really up to you. The system that you got, it's bringing in the leads. They are quality leads. Like, man, I remember, like, I've worked with many, many marketing agencies. I've worked with different coaches, mindset coaches, business coaches. I've done a bunch of different masterminds. I'll tell you what, I used to sit around some days and go, oh, I'm getting leads, but they're all the wrong leads. They're not interested in what I'm doing and whatnot. And I used to blame the system. But the moment I had a shift around, like, it all is just me. And whenever you find a problem in your life or your business, just go look in the mirror and just say, look, it's fucking you, how you're showing up, what you're not taking responsibility for, what you're not in alignment with, or you don't have certainty around or clarity around, how you manage this certain part of your life. The moment you take full responsibility for you and how you show up and lead through your business, through the adversity, through the challenges, that's when you start to see the differences. Again, guys, it's an internal game. Business is an internal game as much as people think it's all just external. But again, bring the certainty, have the confidence to show up and present your jobs well, and it'll be all the difference. All right, has anyone got any questions or anything they want to share?
Yeah, there is one thing I did want to share. When it comes to obviously like certainty and differentiating yourself in the marketplace, what I've found to be really beneficial is in your quotes, like you obviously itemize them, but you also list out all the relevant like building standards that you're working to, and you constantly bring them up with the client. Like, we have to do this because it's part of this code or this, that, and that's help separate you because it's very easy for you to, if someone else is cheaper, you can say, well, are they going to do this? They're going to do that. If they don't do that, then that's not too. So that's just one thing I have found very beneficial when you do get price objections. You can sort of reference back and say, well, I'm doing it to the minimum standards down in Australia. And obviously that does provide a bit of clarity because they know you're working to, a document which is, produced by the government to ensure that they get, quality work.
Yeah. And that's 100% correct. And it's 100% the way to do it. So like the more like legality stuff and the more like codes and regulation stuff like highlighted and bolded up in your quote, where they can see, they need to be able to visually see where their money's going, what's involved, and just ramble off some things like, to QBCC codes HB114, for overflow relief points, we're going to install this here. We have to have a discharge outside of the house in this part for this profile of roof, or for this drainage component, or for this gas fixture. Like, we need this regulator running at this KPA with this thing for the regulations, whatever. Just know your codes. Like, if you don't know your codes, you don't know your regulations, you don't know the standards that you got to work to. Again, it's uncertainty. And so like when a client pops a question and you don't know how to answer it, or they go, hey, this guy's got, are you going to do that? Sorry guys, my phone rang. Are you guys going to do that warranty through iCare or QBCP, or, have it all listed on there, even clickable links so they can get that clarity, is all the difference. So again, be certain on being able to go back around and re-reference like the codes and regulations that you have to work to, as well as all the little things that you have to take into consideration and the client needs to consider when you're doing a build for them or constructing something for them, because that's where the money, that's where the time, that's where the energy goes. And when they got clarity around where it's all going and why your price is why it is, it really does separate between, they'll start to see low quotes come in, they'll go, Jesus, there's no way that guy's going to be able to do a good job for that price. And that's what they'll start to see. And that's what happens. It's the truth. People come back to me and go, oh, another guy got back to me for, 38,000 and, I'm sitting around 58 grand. And because I've educated them on what I'm doing, they go, there's no way he's going to be able to do that. I'm like, yeah, probably not. And so they go around, they shop around for another quote, they get another one, which they're not happy with, and they just go with you. Because you know what you're talking about. You're highly skilled and knowledgeable in your field and you're an expert. And that's the mindset that you need to start taking to every job. Beautiful, guys. All right. Has anyone else got anything else left to share at all? Or is everyone happy? Has anyone got any questions for me?
All good.
Cool. All right, guys. Sorry, my phone's going off now. All right, it's time. So guys, again, thank you so much for rolling up to this call. I hope you guys got a lot of value out of it. If you guys have any questions at all, Aaron or Jazz or Mav's going to drop the Quick Connect call calendar into the chat where you'll be able to book in a quick 15-minute clarity call with me if you're feeling stuck, feeling a little bit lost or stuck anywhere. And just reach out and book in a call.
No worries.
Thanks so much, guys. Thanks so much for your time.
Cheers, boy.
Have a good week. Cheers, guys.